has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. All right, Carver High, we go into hour two, and we talk about what Kansas City did to the Orioles. And really, Baltimore has been a annual flop in the postseason. What a disaster they got going in this ball club. To have the seasons that they've had and to win that many games and then to just obliterate in the postseason everything in a matter of hours. I mean, they're just done every year. It's like fail, every game.
Every game, and I think the biggest surprise was a lot of people thought they had so many pitching injuries. How are they going to get anybody out? Pitching held up. I mean, what'd they give up? 3 runs in 2 games? I mean, that ain't bad. Burns was excellent in game 1. I mean, even Eflin, who I didn't think would get it done, he pitched pretty good against him yesterday. The big bats, Gunnar Henderson, Santander, Rutschman, they did nothing. Just like last year where they got smashed in 3 games by Texas and sent home. They get nothing done offensively, and they're done in 2 days. And the Orioles season goes up in smoke. What a shame that is, Scotty, to see Baltimore go home so soon. What a shame.
How will I ever get past it? Now all I need is the Ravens to fail.
Well, yes, that would be most helpful as well. So that means the Royals move on to face the Yankees. Of course, the Royals and the Yankees have a lot of history, not recent history, but have a lot of history with each other in the playoffs. But that was a very long time ago. Yankees are minus 200 favorites going into this 5-gamer with Kansas City. The Royals are plus 165. Game 1 will be Saturday, just after 6:30 p.m. East. Where you are going to get in game number 1. Obviously, Garrett Cole will go for the Yankees, Scotty, and Michael Waka is going to go in game number 1 for the Royals. Royals will give the Yankees a hard time here, Scotty.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The Yankees are minus 205 in that first game, and, this is what they pay Garrett Cole all that money for. He has never earned that money in New York. He got the Cy Young, and they still stunk, didn't even make the playoffs, right? So now this is what he is here for. He is here to win a championship. He is here to win a ring. They haven't been since 2009. It's embarrassing. And you've got the Royals. Now, the Royals haven't been in since they won it in 2015. So 9 years later, here they are, and you can't beat them, honestly. And you got Garrett Cole in game 1 in the boogie down. They have to win that game Saturday night and set the standard real clear from the jump. You're not doing this here. There's no George Brett coming through the door. They have, frankly, in my opinion, Bobby Witt and old man Salvi. And, he's old. Like, honestly. You're not going to let that guy kill you, are you? Let's go. I want to see Judge, Soto, and Stanton start swinging that big stick.
Look, and I think you're right. Getting out to game 1 is huge. They have not fared well against Reagans and Lugo, who would go in games 2 and 3. They have not faced well. The Yankees have not done well against those 2 pitchers, so got to jump out on Waka.
Lugo looked good yesterday. He melted down like an ice cream cone in that 4th inning. I did not think he was all over the place. And I won't deny that he's got some decent junk. He's got off-speed stuff that falls off the table. They already know what's coming. Like, it's coming. So, look, I saw Mullins turn on him and jack that ball into the seats and right. The Yankees have to get to this guy. He's not, Whitey Ford over here.
So game 1 on Saturday. We'll do more preview tomorrow, of course, heading into the weekend. The other American League Series, we were on air yesterday when the Tigers beat the Astros. Here is, though, of course, A.J. Hinch, former Astro manager, was there when they were banging the trash cans, etc., goes to Detroit. Big run here for them, huge September, and they make it into the playoffs and now are on to the ALDS. A.J. Hinch, Scotty, proud of his Tigers.
Yeah, this is what you play for. Baseball's great. Like, it's going to lead you in down so many different rabbit holes, and mental, the mental grind of the season, and putting it all together with this group for this team, and not just being satisfied getting to the playoffs, but winning a playoff series and getting to go play a familiar team. I'm forever grateful being a Detroit Tiger.
Okay, whatever that meant. I don't even know what that was. That was some feta right there, a little feta cheese right there. I don't know what that was. Look, he did a great job. I thought it was such a facial. Like, what a facial to have the guy that won the world championship come back, get thrown out of Houston like he was some kind of criminal and he was a felon, and then they ship his ass out. He ends up finally with a job with the Detroit Tigers. What could be worse? Like, that's like the lowest rung, right? They really haven't mattered in forever, like in 40 years. And so here he's done a great job. And then he goes back to Houston to haunt the Astros. And I thought watching all those fans get up from their seats and head to the parking lots after getting swept was the best thing I've seen in baseball. I think in like at least 8 years. Because I've been putting up with them for 8 years in the playoffs and 7 straight ALCS. Sick and tired of them. Watching them pack it in yesterday and grab their bats and go home, and all their fans tuck their tails and go to the parking lots. To me, it was fantastic. And Hinch had to be just absolutely loving life.
No doubt. What a shame with everybody down in Houston the last couple of days. What a shame. So the Tigers are off to Cleveland, where they will play game 1 on Saturday night. For the series, this is tight. Cleveland minus 120, even money for the Tigers. Now, the key here is, Scotty, because of the schedule, which is kind of zany, there's a day off for the American League between games 1 and 2. So they're going to play Saturday. They're not playing Sunday, and then they're playing Monday. It actually, the way the schedule sets up, the Tigers could pitch Skubal twice in this series if it goes 5, both games 2 and games 5. So take that into consideration that they can get him out there a few times. I kind of like the Tigers to beat Cleveland, Scotty. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, look, I like the Tigers as well, but I'm not a big fan of, it's not going to stop him from throwing him twice. I'm not as afraid of the guy the second time around if I'm in a playoff series. I think he's. You see him once, it's brutal and it's tough. And you saw what he did to Houston. You see him again 3 days later, 4 days later, and he's in a much bigger game. So if they get him a second time, it's going to be a much bigger game, right? It's going to be like game 4 or 5, right? So if he has to go to second time, I think they have a better chance of getting to him, or that he can't go as long. You understand? If he pitches twice, I don't see him going into the 6th, 7th inning at all. He didn't even go the 6th, 7th inning. What did he make it through 6 in his start against Houston? He's not doing that twice against Cleveland. And remember, I'm guessing you're telling me he's going to pitch both times in Cleveland, right? Or is the one game going to be in Detroit and 1 in Cleveland?
Both would be in Cleveland. 2 and 5 would be in Cleveland.
Also a disadvantage.
Yeah, no doubt. But I think I'd probably rather have him than anybody else if you got to game 5. So it works out a little bit there for both ways, and they're hot. And that's the other thing that factors in to this entire thing right now. The Yankees are now the favorite, by the way, to win the whole thing.
They kicked their ass in September, and I call them the Indians, Guardians. I don't care. I call them the Redskins.
All right. Dollar in the jar.
I don't care.
I do it all the time. Yankees are now the favorite, I guess because they lost Houston and Baltimore in the American League. People think they're going to walk to the World Series now. They passed the Dodgers.
Look at that! Did you see that? That there's apps. They don't even respect the Dodgers
Mets
and Padres. They have the Mets ahead of the Dodgers. Are you kidding me?
No, Mets are at the bottom. Mets are at the bottom.
At the top. All right, I'm looking at it wrong. Never mind. I'm drunk.
right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people. What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Simply put, the only way to bet this is over/under win total. I love Tyronn Lue. I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the league. But my dear friend George Sorless told us to me a long time ago, you can't win if you don't got the talent. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers have the talent to match up.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
Would it make you feel better as a bettor or as a sports fan if they said after the game we were trying to cover the spread?
Oh, God. To say it out loud? Oh, my God, no.
So what,
to say it out loud? Oh, my God. You can't say that out loud. No, you can't do that.
Okay, so what is the big deal either way?
Oh, play the game the right way.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Sunday Night Football, not really much of a matchup here. And the Bills looked so good up until this point. And, to me, it's probably like a one-off for them.
The basic thing you have to do against the Ravens, force them to pass and try to use their weapons downfield, get them behind. Because if you can do that, then it takes Derrick Henry a little bit out of the game. But if you get them with momentum coming out of the gate, getting a long touchdown run to the first play.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Make sure you get the SportsGrid app on iOS and Android. It's incredible. It's free, and it's got it all. You click live, you click watch, you see the network in HD perfect on your phone. You can click listen if you don't like looking at us, and it's got the radio side on there. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. You're going to love it. The SportsGrid app. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. And while you're at it, I told you today already once. I'm going to tell you again. You can go on that X and just go to SportsGrid-Live, and boom, we are on there. Streaming like a mother foreller, and everybody's digging it. It's just gigantic and huge. It's technology at its finest. We're very excited about it.
We are very excited about it, as you should be. I'm watching the chicken tournament here, the Sanderson Farms, on the PGA Tour right now, where our guy David Skins with a 12 under 60 he shoots in the opening round. He has a 3-shot lead over Michael Thorbjornsen as they are all in the clubhouse. Mackenzie Hughes with 7 under. Bill Haas actually playing this week, and he's 7 under as well. So everybody's excited for the chicken tournament down in Jackson, Mississippi. They're more excited, I'd say, for Thursday Night Football, week number 5, beginning in Atlanta tonight, an NFC South battle between the Bucs and the Falcons. Falcons are out to a 2-2 start, Scotty. Their offense, I think it's been a little bit of hit or miss so far. They've had some good games. They did not score an offensive touchdown last week despite that win over the Saints at home. Here is quarterback Kirk Cousins. Work in progress, but we're getting better.
Yeah, I think now 4 games in, you do have a sample size to work off of. I think we've ascended each week. We have improved, which is encouraging, but I think there's more to go get, and that's why I think there is a lot of excitement about Thursday night because we see it as another opportunity to kind of continue to improve.
Yeah, I just don't think they look that good to me. Like, what is blowing your mind about the Atlanta Falcons? Like, it's going to get way better than this? Where is that coming from? Like, what indicators are that they're going to be much better than what they look like right now? I think, the old Denny Green, they are who we thought they were, right? Like, it is what it is. This is who they are. I mean, we've already said they escaped. Look, they won the game. They beat the Saints. That's all that matters. A win's a win. I don't care how you get it. You kick a field goal. We've always believed on this show that you got to have kickers. If you don't have kickers in the NFL, that, especially in betting, with all these hooks, 2.5, 3.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5. If you don't have kickers, you're dead. Ask Brian Dable how that worked out for him. We're going to go into the game without a kicker, see how we do. So the Falcons have a kicker, and, it's like anything else. I said that in this Raven game with the Bengals, they both have kickers. Tucker, they say slumping. I'll believe that when I see it. And then McPherson can kick it too. So look at the Steelers. He's one of the players of the week, Boswell. If you got a great kicker, good things can happen. I think the Raiders have a kicker. You know what I mean? They got all these guys. If you got a great kicker, you can do things. What did Folk do the other night? 5 field goals. I mean, this is huge. So that's the only thing I've been impressed with them. Really impressed that they got that. They can move the ball down the field, get kicks, get points. That's all that matters. I still think the Buccaneers are better than them.
Here is Baker Mayfield, of course, quarterback of the 3-1 Bucs, talking about going on the road here on a Thursday night and their 3-1 start so far.
I mean, you try and treat any game the same, but, I mean, the weight that it carries when you play divisional opponents. And just the opportunity on a short week playing against somebody on the road, it's a great opportunity for us to continue to build what we've had so far. But, I think back at last year. Every year is different, but think back at last year, we were 3-1 at this point too. Now I wouldn't say that we operated as clean and we knew our identity, but right now, don't take anything for granted. Just because you start 3-1, like you said, it's a long year. Got to continue to improve and just build as the year goes on.
And this guy just continues to impress me the way he plays. He just gets it done. That's just all there is to it. Tonight, he is going to attack that Falcon defense all night. He's going to sling it all night. And my man goes for it. He throws it. He ain't afraid to take chances, risks, whatever you want to call it. He'll run, he'll throw it, he'll sling it, and he's got it down to a science, I think, with Evans. I mean, he knows how to get that ball into Evans' hands. This guy isn't stupid the way he plays. He goes for it with the main guy. Evans is the man, and he gets him the rock. It never ceases to amaze me how Evans just keeps hauling in big catches and making big plays.
He does do that. The Falcons are favored tonight at home, -2.5. At this moment. 43.5 is now the total, so it's ticked up. I think it was 42.5 when we talked yesterday. So 2.5 and 43.5 for tonight. It sounds like you like the Bucs.
Yeah, I like the Bucs. I mean, obviously, I think the Falcons could win the game. I think anything's possible. I'm not stupid, but I like the Bucs here. I like Baker Mayfield. Look, I think Cousins is equally tough. I mean, he can put up numbers. There's no denying what he's been able to do in the NFL. I've never liked him as a playoff type guy or big game guy. To me, he's been a really good regular season guy. Big numbers, big stats, makes lots of money, but he's never been a big time, big money game player. And listen, I thought Baker Mayfield last year had the Lions right where he wanted them. They had the ball. They had a chance to win the game. He threw a pick. It is what it is. Like I said, he takes chances, and he tries to win games. He's been a good quarterback, as far as I'm concerned, since Oklahoma. I mean, I thought he was really exciting in college. I think he was in a bad situation. I thought he got mauled in Cleveland. I didn't think they protected him. Then I thought when he had a shot in L.A. to play, he did well. And then when he finally got his shot in Tampa, he played, I thought, exceedingly well, and now he's got the $100 million contract. I think he's right where he needs to be. I think he's a good quarterback. I believe in him. I know that guy can win games.
He's found himself a home there, which is nice to see after some travels around the league. And he's a good quarterback. I agree with you. I slightly lean to the Falcons tonight, only because on a short week, division game, I side to the home team. I think the Bucs are a little better, but I think that the Falcons might find a way at home tonight. So small lean for me, Scotty, there on the Atlanta side. I'll give you some touchdowns, though. I'm more concerned about the tutties when we come back.
right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all song, people. What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Simply put, the only way to bet this is over-under win total. I love Tyronn Lue. I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the league. But my dear friend George Sorlis told us to me a long time ago, you can't win if you don't got the talent. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers have the talent to match up.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
Would it make you feel better as a bettor or as a sports fan if they said after the game we were trying to cover the spread?
Oh, God. To say it out loud? Oh, my God, no.
So what,
to say it out loud? Oh, my God. You can't say that out loud. No, you can't do that.
Okay, so what is the big deal either way?
Oh, play the game the right way.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Sunday Night Football, not really much of a matchup here. And the Bills looked so good up until this point. And, to me, it's probably like a one-off for them.
The basic thing you have to do against the Ravens, force them to pass and try to use their weapons downfield, get them behind. Because if you can do that, then it takes Derrick Henry a little bit out of the game. But if you get them with momentum coming out of the gate, getting a long touchdown run on the first play.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so what are the best bet props that are going up right now for this game tonight at the Benz?
Of course, these are the most bet player props for tonight, Scotty. Everybody in the mix with Bucky Irving, yes, rookie running back for the Bucs, who kind of is starting to take some carries from Rachaad White. Over 43.5 rushing yards for him. Bijan over 26.5 receiving yards. He's gone over that a couple times this year. Tyler Algier over 33.5 rushing yards. Kirk Cousins under 1.5 passing touchdowns. And Chris Godwin under 64.5 receiving yards, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not really that excited about any of those. I'd say the one that stands out to me is the Bijan one. I think that they like to pop him underneath and give him the ball out of Cousins' hands when he's in trouble. I think Cousins will do better than that, under 1.5. I think he literally will throw 2 tutties tonight in this game. I think Baker Mayfield's going to throw a couple as well. And I don't know about all this under stuff. I'm feeling like tonight could be wild. I'm going over.
I hope you're right. As I always say to you, I would prefer a wild game as opposed to a snoozer. I actually prefer like the Lions-Seahawk game Monday as opposed to the Dolphin-Titan game Monday. That's like the perfect barometer, those 2 games that were Monday night. Give me the game with the back and forth and lots of points. I prefer that with my primetime games. You said that these guys could throw a couple touchdowns. Well, I got a few guys that maybe they could throw them to. How about we get Baker right out of the gate? First tutty for Evans. He hit it last Sunday against the Eagles. Let's hit it again. Plus 850 for a first tutty for Mike Evans tonight. I do have Bucky on the card there. Bucky plus $1.75 for Tampa to get in the end zone. And Cousins, you said, might throw 1 or 2. He's going to throw 2 tutties. Let's get one of them to Darnell Mooney at plus 240, who's actually gotten a lot of burn. He's gotten a lot of targets. He's been getting himself over 60, 65 yards. Pretty much every week. Let's get Mooney in the end zone, maybe on a big play.
Yeah, I like those. I like Bijan anytime. And I think, he's going to throw it to London. I could see him having one as well. The guy that's blown my mind is Pitts. That, I've been hearing about this guy, that he's this amazing receiver for, 2 years now? Is he ever going to do anything in a football game?
No.
For as much juice as he gets, as much talk as he gets, could this guy ever do anything big in a game? I'd like to see it. How about tonight he has one?
I'm done betting him, so you can have it. That guy's he's a stiff. I mean, he doesn't catch, and he probably will now because I'm smashing him right now. I'm finished with him. I've bet him every week. So tonight, you know what? Go run to the window with Kyle Pitts, because tonight he is going to score, because I'm done with him. I want nothing to do with the guy. He's a total hack. There you go. The Falcons and the Bucks tonight, Scotty. Can you tell how upset Kyle Pitts has made me over the last couple weeks? I think I just let you know right there how much he bothers me. All right, let's start to get to some of these games. Overrated. I mean, what? All I heard was, Cousins is there now. He's got a real quarterback. Guy didn't catch a ball last week. I mean, what are we? He didn't have a catch in that game last Sunday. What are we doing here? He only had 50 the week before. It was his only catch. He caught a 50-yarder in the Chief game. And this guy's just not involved whatsoever in the offense. I'm sick of hearing about Kyle Pitts. Enough already. All right, let's start getting into some of the stuff for this Sunday. I mean, really, like eventually you can only talk about a guy so much. He's got to actually do something on the field.
Right.
He's got to actually do something. And I know his first year he had 1,000 yards. He got hurt. Fine. He's been a stiff for 2+ years now. He's done nothing. Absolutely nothing in the league.
Nothing.
So go and try to actually do something. All right, we'll come back now, and we will start to go through a few of these games for Sunday. Of course, we have the big Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen Bowl this week on Sunday. We have the Colts and the Jags. We have a few things from that. I have not one but two Tyreek Hills from you. Tyreek was so good yesterday that I had to give you two cuts from Tyreek Hill talking about Miami and his antics on the sidelines the other night. So we will do all that when we come back as well.
And then I want to hear what your thoughts are on Diggs. If you think Diggs will have a meltdown against the Bills, like on the field. Is he going to get into a fight? Is he going to get into a trash-talking, shoving match? What's going to happen with Diggs against the Bills? Because I guarantee you there's no love lost between that guy and the Bills. I don't buy it for 1 minute that they're friends.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in the set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take. I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Simply put, the only way to bet this is over/under win total. I love Tyronn Lue. I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the league. But my dear friend George Sorless told us to me a long time ago, you can't win if you don't got the talent. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers have the talent to match up.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
Would it make you feel better as a bettor or as a sports fan if they said after the game we were trying to cover the spread?
Oh, God. To say it out loud? Oh, my God, no.
So what,
to say it out loud? Oh, my God. You can't say that out loud. No, you can't do that.
Okay, so what is the big deal either way?
Oh, play the game the right way.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Sunday Night Football, not really much of a matchup here. And the Bills looked so good up until this point. And, to me, it's probably like a one-off for them.
The basic thing you have to do against the Ravens, force them to pass and try to use their weapons downfield, get them behind. Because if you can do that, then it takes Derrick Henry a little bit out of the game. But if you get them with momentum coming out of the gate, getting a long touchdown run on the first play.
Newswire. only on SportsGrid.
All right, so what is Josh Allen and some of the other Bills saying about the game against Diggs in Houston?
Yeah, so of course the Diggs Bowl down in Houston, Bills and the Texans coming up on Sunday, early kick, 1 o'clock East. Here is Josh Allen, who's unfortunately had to talk about Diggs. It seems like way more than he's had to over the last couple of months, but here he is again this week. He loves Steph. Sounds like he's glad he's gone, but he does love him.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm sitting here. It's like it's not the most unusual thing. I think this thing happens from time to time, and I got a lot of love for him. I still do. The things that he did for me in my career, and the things that he did in the Buffalo Bill uniform, won't be forgotten anytime soon, especially from me. So that's how I look at it. At the same time, going into year 7, I understand the business and the aspect of what this league is, and again, I'm just trying to focus on what we got going in this building.
Well, there you go. Look, if you believe all of that.
Like the Bills, just remember something. The Bills wanted him out so bad that they have like a $60 million cap hit this year to get rid of him. They took like a $60 million cap hit to say goodbye.
That's right.
We don't want you on the team anymore. So I think that says he can sit there.
Take that hit.
Right. And tomorrow, I'm saving Steph for tomorrow for our big Friday preview. But like for him to sit there and just be like, well, I'm trying to block out the noise, and you're the noise. Like you wanted to leave, and they gave you that ticket by having to pay $60 million on their cap this year. So just go down there and ball. I'm sure you said before, is he going to do anything? I don't think it'll be anything out of the ordinary on Sunday. I'm sure he'll probably go nuts if he catches a touchdown. And all that. Look, I don't think that him and Josh like each other personally anymore. That relationship deteriorated over time. I'm sure him and McDermott hate each other. But other than that, he's going to go out there and he's going to try to score and try to beat them. And hopefully he doesn't. That's kind of where it is for me.
That's exactly what he's going to do. And then if he does, he's going to do his usual song and dance. This guy never shuts up. And he acts like he's got it all under. I'm trying to block out the noise and all this. You're right. You said it best. He is the noise. He is the cancer. He is the problem. And so far, he hasn't lost his cool in Houston yet. And I saw him score a touchdown last week. He looked pretty good. So if he, balls out and just plays football, he's really good. It's when he starts losing his shack that he becomes a pain in the ass.
Well, that's wherever he goes. It's always good at first. Good at first. And then eventually it deteriorates. We'll see how long it takes there in Houston for that to happen. Bills minus 1.5.
The same thing's true about Hill in Miami. I think there's some of that brewing in Miami. He's lying because we already saw him having a meltdown in Miami last week. He was having a meltdown, and then he acts like I love it so much. I don't know what to believe. I think the beginning of something is emerging of his unhappiness. The fact is they don't have a quarterback, and not only do they not have a quarterback, the one that they have that they still believe in, for some strange reason, they still think this guy Tua Tagovailoa is going to last. He can't take a hit. So I think they have no quarterback at all now or anytime soon. So that guy comes back. I will bet my life that he goes down again this year. He will go down again and again and again until he's in a wheelchair. I mean, this guy just doesn't get it. And he's one of these guys that just, what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Gary Bettman. He just doesn't want to talk about concussions. He doesn't want to talk about brain injuries. He doesn't want to hear it. There's no such thing. I'm fine. I'm okay. My family wants me to quit, but I don't listen to them either. I don't listen to anybody. Listen, I'll tell you what, I'd listen to $135 million he's already got in the bank. Doesn't have to do a thing. And that's on top of what he's already earned. This guy's already made $300 million playing in the NFL. I mean, he just got this new deal, right? He already was rich. What does he need to play football for with his brain injuries? Every time you mention that team, I start talking about the same thing. It's this, they have no future with this guy. I don't believe for 1 minute they have a future with Tagovailoa. None.
Well, you brought up Tyreek, so I'm going to move him up now. Here's 2 from him. Number 1, of course, he looked like he was throwing a little bit of a tantrum on the sideline on Monday night during the Tennessee game. He says that was not the case whatsoever. He wasn't mad at anybody. Here he is.
I'm in a good spot in my life, man. I wouldn't refer to it as shouting. That's just me just motivating my teammates. I was simply telling 2-5 that we need more of that because he had a great run there towards the end of the game. And I was like, I need more of that. I need more of that, 2-5. Number 9, I need more of that. I need more of that, 1-8. So that's just me, man, like just motivating my teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no ill will. Like me personally, my teammates know me. I never break down and I never call nobody out in that moment. If I got a problem with somebody, I'll pull them to the side and I'll tell you what's going on. That's the man that my parents raised me. But I was simply just saying, 2-5, I need more of that. Because dude was balling, and he was the spark for the offense. So,
yeah, except that never happened. There was no they did nothing in that game. They were horrible. They didn't have any moments of anything in that game. Zero. They looked so awful. I mean, they are finished. That team has literally already.
They were awful.
You know what they are? They're the turkey on the table at Thanksgiving that's already been half eaten. That's what they are.
Look, I'm glad he said all that. It certainly looked like he was next to McDaniel yelling something. But if that's exactly what he wants to say, then that's what he wants to say. Now, me and you have always said, you especially, when you get into Miami and you play there and you live there, you don't ever want to leave. So this one, I actually do believe. He's like, rumors, I want to leave Miami. He goes, why the hell would I ever want to leave here? Here's Tyreek.
You know what, man? I'm just focused on right here and right now. Like, we got a beautiful team here, and I want to be a part of it. You know, we got a great situation here. My family loves it. I enjoy it. The weather's great. The fans are great. So we got a beautiful situation here, man. Obviously, you know, my parents always taught me, you know, control the controllables, and I only can control so much. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we all know the NFL is a business. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, I would love to be here. I love being here. You know, I love the guys. I love my locker mate, Javon Holland. He's a maniac. He's the guy. You know what I'm saying? He brings me nice snacks sometimes.
He brought up the weather. He's right about that. It's nice down there. You know, you don't want to leave.
Nice snacks. Everyone loves snacks, Carver High.
Javon Holland bringing him snacks. So
Pringles, son.
I guess
Everyone
so. How about, you know
Pringles.
what I'd like to see from him? How about the guy actually, like, scoring a touchdown this week? The Dolphins are in New England. New England's favored, -1.5 with a 36.5 total. I mean, come on. Who do you like? This is a tough one. This is like, get out of my way. I don't want anything to do with this game. Under.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine even placing a bet on this game? How do you live with yourself? Honestly, under. There you go. I'm not interested in betting on either one of these hacks. Done. I'm not betting on two crappy teams. No way. It's bad enough. How stupid do you have to be to bet on either one of these teams?
That's a tough sell to get me involved with either the Patriots or the Dolphins this week. It's a very tough sell. I'll take a 13-10 game. That'll work out perfectly fine for me. We'll come back and we'll go through a few other ones. You've got Anthony Richardson, Robert Saleh, a good Lamar Jackson clip today as well. With him, I guess he was giving the business to people on social media who were bugging him about their bets not hitting, about their parlays and their bets not hitting. So Lamar had some words for those people, Scotty, and we'll have that today as well on Coast to Coast.
Oh, I love that. So you're going to give me some Lamar reacting to people that aren't hitting their tickets?
Yes, we have that today.
I'll bet the NFL loves that.
right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in the set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Simply put, the only way to bet this is over under win total. I love Tyronn Lue. I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the league. But my dear friend George Sorless told us to me a long time ago, you can't win if you don't got the talent. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers have the talent to match up.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
Would it make you feel better as a bettor or as a sports fan if they said after the game we were trying to cover the spread?
Oh, God. To say it out loud? Oh, my God, no.
So what,
to say it out loud? Oh, my God. You can't say that out loud. No, you can't do that.
Okay, so what is the big deal either way?
Oh, play the game the right way.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Sunday Night Football, not really much of a matchup here. And the Bills looked so good up until this point. And, to me, it's probably like a one-off for them.
The basic thing you have to do against the Ravens, force them to pass and try to use their weapons downfield, get them behind. Because if you can do that, then it takes Derrick Henry a little bit out of the game. But if you get them with momentum coming out of the gate, getting a long touchdown run to the first play.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I mean, honestly, Carver High, some of these guys I'm seeing on this Sanderson, like Kuchar's out there playing. Like, I thought to myself, he doesn't have enough money yet to, like, go on the Champions Tour or to call it a day. He's still out grinding down in Mississippi. Zach Johnson, these guys have to show up for this.
I think Cooch has 4 more years till he can do that. He's 46. So I guess you got to be 50 to get on the Champions Tour, right? He looks 60, but I believe you got to be 50 to get on the Champions Tour. So Cooch needs to grind for a few more years. And Cooch is one of those guys. He's like 120th or something on the points that he needs to stay in the top 125 going into January. Even a guy who's been around as long as Cooch, with this system that they have now, he's got to keep himself on that list, on that points list for next year. So, Cooch, yeah, there's some guys out there this week. It's a tough field for this one. All right, Colts and the Jaguars on Sunday. Really not the biggest game that jumps out at you, Scotty, but I got a few for you from that. First, Anthony Richardson got hurt again last week against the Steelers, left the game. We know he missed pretty much all last year when he got hurt. The guy gets hurt a lot. Some would say he's injury prone. Let's see what he has to say about that.
It's football. I'm pretty sure if they got out the house and came out here and got hit by somebody that's running 20 plus miles per hour, every week, I'm pretty sure they'll be sore dealing with injuries as well. So, people are going to talk, that's what people do. So, and I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm just trying to focus on getting better day by day.
Yeah, he's right about that. We all know that it's a car crash waiting to happen in the NFL. Pain day, son.
Pain day is not easy, and it hasn't been for Anthony Richardson so far. Next, Doug Peterson. We played him on Monday. He was being asked about his job. Didn't like those questions. Then another report comes out saying that he's lost the locker room. I mean, you're starting to hit. You're checking all the boxes of what happens before you get fired usually when all of these stories come out. Here's Doug. Says, what are you talking about? I haven't lost anything.
Yeah, I would know. I talk to these guys every day. I see them every day. And no, I have not lost the locker room. I think these guys have done everything I've asked. They continue to play and practice hard and battle, and it's a good group. It's a good group. The right leaders in there, and they know what we need to do, and they're not making excuses for it, and I'm not going to make excuses, and we just got to go do it.
I think they'll do it this week. Taylor's got an ankle. Richardson's banged up. The game's in Jacks. I think they finally get off the schneid this week and frankly, get off of his back for one day anyway.
I agree with you. I think this is a go for the Jaguars this week. They came close in Houston last week. They were 0-4. They're the last winless team. They got to go play those 2 weeks in London after this. You want to get on that nice long plane ride with a good feeling. And I think that they're going to get that, beating up on the Colts coming up here on Sunday. More Raiders stuff with Davante Adams for you. But first, I thought I would throw this in. Did you see the story with Antonio Pierce today about his college offerings? Slapped with an 8-year show cause order from the NCAA due to violations when he was at Arizona State. If any other university does choose to hire him, he'd have to sit for 1 year. Some of the stuff in this story, Scotty, was just absolutely outstanding. He was taking recruits like parents or fathers, I guess, to the gentleman's club. He was buying meals and flights. Somebody said on it, he was the guy. If you didn't make him happy, you were going to be in trouble at Arizona State. It also said in the story. So not a good scene for Antonio from down in Texas.
Listen, I told you on this show over and over, the entire time he was there, he was cheating, doing everything. He broke all the rules, recruiting violations, endless. In dead periods, he was still out throwing parties for recruits and stealing recruits from other schools. And, you heard it all, strip clubs, money. And one of the things they said about him was that he had so much money himself, right, that he didn't listen to anybody. He did whatever he wanted because he had money, because he played in the NFL, and he had money, and that he was rich. And so the whole time he was there, allegedly he and Edwards cheated the whole time, the entire time they were there. And he'll never coach in college football again. He will never be around college football. I do not believe he'll be in the NCAA ever again. And we'll see how he does with the Raiders. He went from Arizona State cheating his ass off to an immediate job as a linebackers coach with the Raiders. And then somehow he became the interim coach. Somehow he became the head coach. And now he's Mr. Tough Guy and getting into it with the media. And the bottom line is it's a brutal business. And he just got the job. So I don't think he's getting fired anytime soon. But, you lose enough in the NFL. All it takes is a bad year and another half of a bad year. I don't care how you have 5-year deal. I don't care if it's what you have. If you have a year and a half that's bad, you will be fired, including Peterson. They're about ready to fire Peterson. He keeps losing. He's getting fired. So you lose for a year and a half in the NFL, like a season and then a half of another one, you're dead in the NFL. I mean, I don't care who you are.
Of course, the rumors continue to circulate about his wide receiver. There was a story today. He's unlikely to play against the Broncos due to a hamstring injury. He's not playing. He's not playing for the Raiders ever again. You can bring up all the dopey injuries you want. It's over. He's not playing for them anymore. That's why the safest thing is to just get him out of that building as fast as you possibly can. That's their best.
I think that they haven't traded him because of his hamstring. I'm hearing today that it's next week he'll get traded, not this week, because he does have a hammy. No one's going to trade for a guy that makes $1 million a game that can't play. He can't play right now. What are you going to pay for his salary this week for him to stand on the sideline? No one's making that move right now. They're going to do it when it's good for them, that they can get him and play him.
Got to get him in the building and get him the playbook. Get him in as soon as possible. Doesn't matter. I don't care if he's hurt. Get him the playbook. Get to work. Want you healthy. Well, let's go. I want you up to speed when you get out there. No nonsense. We'll hear Salah talk about him when we come back and a few other things.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all song, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Simply put, the only way to bet this is over-under win total. I love Tyronn Lue. I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the league. But my dear friend George Sorless told us to me a long time ago, you can't win if you don't got the talent. Unfortunately, I don't think the Clippers have the talent to match up.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
Would it make you feel better as a bettor or as a sports fan if they said after the game we were trying to cover the spread?
Oh, God. To say it out loud? Oh, my God, no.
So what,
to say it out loud? Oh, my God. You can't say that out loud. No, you can't even. You can't do that.
Okay, so what is the big deal either way?
Oh, play the game the right way.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Sunday Night Football, not really much of a matchup here. And the Bills looked so good up until this point. And, to me, it's probably like a one-off for them.
The basic thing you have to do against the Ravens, force them to pass and try to use their weapons downfield, get them behind. Because if you can do that, then it takes Derrick Henry a little bit out of the game. But if you get them with momentum coming out of the gate, getting a long touchdown run on the first play.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I can't even believe what I'm watching, like Ricky Fowler spraying tee shots on 13 into the sand, and then your boy Johnny Vegas spraying one into the woods. Listen, they literally, Mike, have one camera on this golf course this week. That's it. I have seen every single guy on the 13th tee hit a shot to that green with a wedge. There is no other camera shots on the golf course at all. They're not producing this golf tournament. They have one camera on one hole. It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life.
So I just went, there was actually like a tweet from the Golf Channel PR. It says, today's first round coverage is underway on Golf Channel. Thursday's coverage features a closest to the pin emphasis on the short par 3 13th. Walk and talk interviews with Todd Lewis, who's talking to Ricky Fowler right now as he walks from tee box to green. And a focus on the drivable par 4 15th hole, which I've seen maybe once since the coverage came on about an hour ago.
I haven't seen that once.
This is called We Sent Skeleton Crew to Jackson, Mississippi. We don't have the normal amount of cameras, staff,
or money,
anything else. We're just going to post up on 13 and watch everyone try to hit a hole-in-one. That's basically what they're giving you at the Sanderson Farms today. It's not ideal. It's not.
It's awful.
Meanwhile, poor Ricky's got to talk to Todd Lewis now after he shanked one on the par 3 13th. He's got to talk to this guy. Not a good scene all around. Here's
They're
Lamar.
showing highlights of when he was good. That's how bad this tournament is. They're showing highlights of when Ricky was good. Back when he was good before kids.
Got to get the B-roll in there to make sure that they have something to show.
In 23.
Rocket Mortgage. Here's Lamar. So I guess Lamar was getting some bad, nasty messages about people's parlays not hitting. Their slips weren't coming in. So Lamar has had enough of people who complain about their bets. Here we go.
So you can get back on social media. Some of the critics, if you will, people complaining about
some BS,
stats and parlays and stuff. What prompted you to do that?
Cause you gotta understand, we human too. We seeing that we going in there, we trying to win games. All our life we played football. We got to this the highest level, the professional level, to win games, and not to help people's parlay. We're not betting on the games. We can't even bet on games and stuff like that. So we're not worried about that. And I don't believe we're going into games worried about stats either. We worried about the W column, the win-loss column. We're not trying to lose. So we go out there and just try to do what teammates do, try to help each other out. This guy might run someone else on the route to get this guy open, just being team players. And we don't dwell on parlays, but I see a lot of people like to make comments in our comment section or in our DMs. But then when we address them in our DM, they want to make it public. So it's like, it is what it is, man. We trying to win. We trying to win.
He's great, isn't he? We need more of him on this show. He's great. Like,
get out of his
these
DMs.
people, listen, let's face facts. The betting public is sick in the head. It's just, it really is the great disease. It really is. It's the greatest of all. It's way bigger than alcoholism, drug addiction, anything else. It's the greatest problem in the world. And then people, they're death threats. They give death threats to college and high school football players. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and pro football, what kind of stones do you have to write a letter to some pro football player blaming him for your ticket not cashing? How much of a effing loser do you have to be in life? Honestly, there's something wrong with you, you demented F. Honestly, you have got to be absolutely senile to, like, go to that length, to go to that extreme, that you're writing letters, whatever, social media, tweeting, whatever the hell it is, Xing, whatever they call it. I don't get involved. I got people, like, you send me letters. I don't, do you think I seriously care what you think of me? Say to me what I say. You don't like what I say, what I do, the way I look, my hair, my voice. You think I smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day? You don't know shack about me. You don't know anything. I don't smoke, you stupid morons. Like, I get all this abuse too. You think I sit around reading this stuff and, like, I have time for this? Like, I've been doing this 41 years. You think I sit around? If I would have bought into all that, I would have killed myself. I would have hung myself on a bridge 25 years ago if I cared what people thought of me. These players don't give a rat's ass what you think of them at all. They never will. They don't care about fans. They might high five you. What, you think you're lovers now? They high five you. Oh, he threw a sweatband at me after the game. I got his sweatband. We're lovers. Oh God, shut up. Honestly, it's embarrassing. These stories that we just ran, that is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, that this guy has to go on there and go, we don't care about your parlays, you stupid ass.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, guys?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin
Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.